I knew something was wrong the second I saw the notary step into my kitchen. Briefcase in hand, eyes already scanning for a signature line I'd never agreed to sign. My mother-in-law stood behind him, smiling like she'd practiced it in the car mirror. My new husband? He didn't look at me at all. The ink in the pen gleamed like a threat. "Just a formality," she said. My pulse didn't spike. My hands didn't shake. I simply looked at the papers. My name typed neatly above the words transfer of ownership. And that's when I knew. Every vow spoken yesterday was a setup. "Sign," she said softly, "and we can all move on." But I wasn't the one trapped. They were. Because by the time she showed up with her notary, my revenge was already halfway done. He wasn't a villain when I met him. Or maybe he was, and I was too soft, too eager to believe in the warmth he aimed at me like a spotlight. He laughed easily, listened carefully, and held my hand like he was afraid to lose me. Felt safe, dangerously safe. And after years of people circling me for what they thought I owned, his sincerity felt like a clean breath. He told me he loved how simple I was. I assumed he meant grounded, low maintenance. Now I know he meant manageable. His mother entered the picture next. Polished, polite, always assessing. She made compliments sound like evaluations, made dinner invitations sound like audits. But he loved me, or he pretended well enough that I didn't look too closely. That was my first mistake. It started with whispers behind doors. Phone calls he terminated the moment I walked in. A sudden obsession with my grandfather, specifically what I inherited after he passed. I kept it vague. Some assets. I never said the number. Never said the company. I thought discretion protected us both. But people like them don't respect boundaries. They treat them like puzzles. One night, I walked past the study and heard him say, "No, she still hasn't told me, but she will. Mom says to stay patient." Patient for what? The cold ran deeper when I recognized his mother's voice on speaker. "She's naive. Wait until after the wedding. She'll trust you more." I didn't stop walking. I didn't confront him. I simply closed the bedroom door, sat on the edge of the bed, and let the betrayal settle like dust. Hurt sharpened into clarity. Clarity into calculation. I didn't cry, didn't scream, didn't give them the satisfaction of seeing me flinch. I learned their patterns, the times they whispered, the lies they coordinated, the financial questions they rehearsed like script lines. And I learned something important. They thought I was naive because I didn't flaunt my intelligence. They mistook silence for weakness. My grandfather didn't. That's why he gave me the company, because I understood the power of quiet. So I used it. I quietly contacted the family attorney, had him restructure the company ownership under an airtight trust. Irrevocable.
Signature protected.
Fraud-proof. And I did it before the wedding. Then I waited. I let the makeup artist hide the lack of sleep under layers of foundation. I smiled for the camera. I kissed the man who was already planning my financial execution. Every "I love you" that passed his lips felt like a shovel of dirt over his own grave. He had no idea. Neither did she. Their mistake was believing betrayal only works one way. Now here we were. My mother-in-law's voice dripping with fake sympathy as she pushed the pen toward me. "Your husband tells us you inherited something valuable. It's only right he protects the family by managing it. His name needs to be added. Just standard procedure." I looked at my husband. His jaw was clenched, eyes glued to the papers like the prize was already his. He didn't even pretend to be conflicted. That made what came next even sweeter. I slid the papers back across the table. "These documents are invalid," I said calmly. "My company is not under my personal ownership." Her eyes flashed. "What do you mean?" "It's held in a trust, managed by attorneys. I legally can't sign anything over, even if I wanted to." The notary shifted. He knew what that meant. Her smile cracked. "You moved it? When?" "Before the wedding." My husband finally looked up. The fear arrived slowly, like a stain spreading across his face. "You don't trust me?" he whispered. I held his gaze steady and cold.
Non.
I don't tolerate people who scheme behind my back. His mother lunged for explanation, excuses, salvage. But I wasn't there to debate morality. I was there to finalize my plan. I'll be filing for an annulment today, I said, on grounds of fraud. His face collapsed, hers contorted. And one more thing, I added. My attorney will send you both a cease and desist. Any further attempts to access my finances will be treated as harassment. Silence. Heavy. Defeated. I walked past them, out of my own kitchen, into my own life again. One they'd never get to touch. People think revenge requires rage. It doesn't. It requires patience, clarity, a willingness to let someone believe you're asleep while you're quietly rewriting the ending. They wanted my company. Instead, they handed me freedom. I didn't lose anything. They lost the one person who might have loved them honestly. And that's a price no amount of money will ever repay.